How are you feeling after half a season in English football?
Yeah, I feel great. I was very happy to come here, and now I think it's been five months, so I'm very happy.
And you said Premier League would be a step up in level, just as you've had throughout your career, really. How have you found the English football so far? How would you describe it?
Football's football, so I don't think it's been like too different. I think it's just the tempo and the physicality of the game.
Was it as you expected in that regard? And obviously you'd watched a lot of the Premier League, hadn't you?
Yeah, sure. I knew there was going to be a step up. That's why I also went here. I want to challenge myself all the time, and yeah.
And there's plenty of highlights to look back on. Of course, your debut, first of all, what a big moment that was for you against Arsenal.
Yeah, it was a good moment. Remember it very clearly. But again, it could have been a better day if we won the game. But of course, always something I will look back on.
And the first goal coming in the Champions League as well. Again, a great occasion to score the goal, I suppose, if not the result in the end.
Yeah, again, the result, a little bit disappointed. But again, a first goal for the club against a great opponent.
And we know what the emotion was like for you scoring the goal against Aston Villa. Was that the best atmosphere you've had so far?
Yeah, and I reckon the Chelsea game as well. There was the fans was very good there as well, and the Brentford I remember very clearly as well, where Scott came on and got the 2 goals. So yeah, them games probably.
And I know it all happened so quickly. What went through your mind when you scored that goal against Villa? There's so much emotion pouring out there in front of the fans.
Not too much. He was the winner and my first goal in the Premier League, so I was just buzzing, and I wanted to celebrate it with my teammates and my fans. So yeah, it was a good moment.
And did you see Andre? I think he ran the length of the pitch, didn't he, Andre, to join in with you? So.
Yeah, he was just. I think he was happy for the team and for me. So yeah, me and Andre has a close bond.
And is that what you thought Old Trafford would be like beforehand? You get that buzz every time you come out the tunnel, and that's the sort of experiences you want there.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely knew that this place is made of dreams already, and yeah, you can just tell now. I already have got my few moments already. So yeah, hopefully more to come.
And we know you're a genuine United fan as well. Can you put into words how it feels to pull on the shirt every time you represent the club?
Yeah, just proud and powerful as well. I think it has a responsibility as well, and you need to perform every time you put this jersey on.
And we know you got a couple of goals against Galatasaray. You thought there were 2 good examples of goals. The first one, classic centre forward, really, with the header from the Marcus. Is that the sort of goal that you love to get in there and get as a centre forward? Yeah,
I just try to put myself in the positions all the time. So my teammates have the chance to play to me inside the box.
I think the second one, you had a long time to think about it, didn't you, going through there? What goes through your mind in that? You're just trying to get the perfect finish, I guess.
Not too much, to be fair. I think I already scored once there, and I also got the other one ruled out in before, so I knew I had the speed and the power, and yeah, I used to do it a lot when I was younger. It's just. It's very deep into the DNA. It's like you said.
And there's much more to the game than scoring, isn't there? Obviously, we know there's pressing, work rate, hold-up play, physical strength. How much value do you put on all those attributes as a striker?
Yeah, it's very important. But the game is developing as well. The criteria for strikers more demanding now than it was probably 10, 15 years ago. And now you need an even more complete striker, and I try to be that every day in every sort of aspect. Them things you just didn't mention is some of them.
And do you see yourself as the first line of defence? Rasmus, really, you're the one defending from the front, like you say, pressing the keeper, pressing the defenders.
Yeah, sure. Pressing is also a big part of it, especially with this manager. He wants to put pressure on the other team and the other opponents. So for me, to do a hard pressure is very important for the team.
And do you find the connection now is building with your teammates? You're getting to know them. We mentioned Marcus there, and obviously he's one of the players you're having a bit of a connection now with on the pitch.
Yeah, sure. I think with every teammate, you try to get the understanding of how is the game, and when you start to understand each other, then you're going to be even better together on the pitch, and at some point you're going to be unstoppable together. So for us, I think every one of us has a desire to learn and understand each other's game.
And does that come with time, Rasmus? That's, obviously it takes a little bit of time to get that combination going, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure. It's not something you get from one day to the other, but again, I think we are getting there. I think me and Marcus, and especially try to find each other now. I think he's got a couple of assists for me as well.
In terms of your
First part of Rasmus Holland interview, where he did 6 months ago, talking about his time at Manchester, about his teammates, and about the players available, and how he has interacted with other players, and about the connection, scoring goals. And now we want to watch part 2 of this clip, where he speaks about training, how Erik ten Hag treats him in training, and everything about it. Yeah? So yeah, that's it. Let's now watch for part 2.
Me as well.
In terms of your teammates here, has anyone particularly impressed you in training ever since the first session?
I think you can see Bruno. His touch and he's very elegant on the pitch, especially also on training. He's just quality.
And in terms of the sessions themselves, did you find them very technical from the outset and different to what you were used to?
I think the manager's very good at trying to work on the small details, like in terms of the passing and like the focus of doing a passing drill, for example. So yeah.
And what's the attitude and the atmosphere like around Carrington generally?
I would like to say positive, but we try every day to like develop and getting better. So yeah.
And which teammates are you closest to in the squad?
Probably gotta be my fellow Scandinavian guys, probably Victor and Christian. But again, I'm also enjoying myself with the rest of the team. Also, the younger guys I like to be around. So that could be, Ghana, Maynard, these guys. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And as your character, you're young, obviously yourself, but you speak up and you seem a strong character, strong personality. Is that something you've always had within you in the dressing room?
Yeah, I don't like to hide. I like to show personality and character, and I think that's also what brought me here and keep getting me to the next level, and keep giving me the edge from the others. That is that I try to I try to be better every day. I try to push myself, and if there's something I'm not good enough at, I'm doing my best to be that.
So would you say mentality for you is a chief asset that you have? You feel you have that and have always had that?
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of my strengths, is the mentality part of it.
And have you settled well into Manchester? Do you like the area? Do you enjoy living here?
It's a nice place where we live, and very close to each other with the players, so it's very nice.
And we think it's a cool city. Do you think of that? You're a young guy, an outgoing guy. Do you think it's a cool city to live in? Obviously, you've lived at other places before in Italy, and
I think it's a very like university city, you can call it that. There's a lot of young people and very very outgoing city. But then again, we're here to play football and relax and try to be ourselves.
So is it not that different really to places like Bergamo and Copenhagen?
I think the only reason, so the only difference that probably is probably that the weather from Italy into the UK. But again, I familiarize myself more with the UK because I'm Danish, so yeah, it feels more home here than it probably did in Italy.
Absolutely, 100%. Was it good to see your brothers playing Copenhagen in the game, wasn't it? I mean, that must have been nice.
Sure. A little bit disappointing that there was only one of them. I was a little bit, I was hoping that both of them were involved in the game at least. But yeah, to see one of my brothers getting subbed on in the game in the home tie was very very special for me, and destroy it for us back there. So yeah, it was good they didn't do that.
And is there, I know we joked don't know, about playing them, but you must help each other to be
Sure,
professional.
yeah, that's the biggest part. We are competitors, but we are also friends and brothers. So it's a healthy relationship we have with each other.
Absolutely. So looking ahead to the future now, what have you got in mind for the rest of the season? What's your vision for what you hope can happen for the remainder of the campaign?
To be a better player and try to win everything possible in games, tournaments, cups, whatever is left. We try to go for that.
And I know you're 21 soon, I don't want to age you too early, but do you ever look at a plan 3 years, 5 years, or is that just impossible to do at such a young age, really?
You can't really overlook where you are now. You got to be in the present, unless you're just gonna fade away. So the present is where you focus.
And in terms of footballers, we know you take each game as it comes, but is there a chance to look ahead, particular FA Cup games we've got coming up? I suppose the derby against City we've got coming up. Do you look at the fixture list at all and look at the games coming up, or is it just very much?
I like again to be like 1 or 2 weeks only ahead. So if I'm not really looking like into the future too much, again trying to be in the present.
Okay, now that is the end of this interview. You have seen that Rasmus Holland has talked about training with his teammates, scoring goals, and what he hopes to do in the future. Maybe next season, let's say next season, because right now it is the Euros. Yes, so we will have to wait for until next season. And as you heard previously, we heard that Erik ten Hag is staying at Manchester after weeks of uncertainty about his future at Manchester. But right now we know for sure that he is staying at Manchester. So maybe we'll see more of Rasmus goals and everything in training. So I hope everything. Actually, we cannot say it's a bad number 9, because so far you have seen that he has scored goals with a lot of injuries in the team, making it hard for other players to perform. So even him, we cannot exclude him. So he already performed so well so far, and we hope that maybe come next season he will do a lot. Yeah, I am sure of it, because now we will have to sign new players with the new owners now, the in-house. They will have to sign new players, and I hope that we want Mike Collise, of which it is a bit of a price, but you know, every time, like when a Manchester United wants a player, mostly clubs try to inflate the price so that they can get more money from Manchester United. So that's a thing that we understand. And about a right back and other players which we want to sign, yes. So I don't want to talk about that, but I want to dwell in on this interview which Rasmus did, and right now I think we can get a clear emphasis and few, or can we say like a clear understanding of how he plays, what are his ambitions, and yeah. So right now we understand what he has to do and what he can do and what he will do. I hope you have watched this interview. It's a very long interview, but if you watch it all, you will understand what's going on, and it is better if you watch it all. You will understand. Yeah.